gonna carefully slice. Okay, take a look at that. Woo, doggy. To start for this California burrito, we do need to make a marinade for our flank steak. So we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of avocado oil and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce into our large glass pan. And then we need to add the juice of 2 oranges. You need to make sure to get all of that orange juice out so you can do a little dance like I did and squeeze those really aggressively. And you wanna do the same exact thing with your limes, making sure to get all of the juice out of the limes before discarding them. For the seasonings, we're adding some oregano, some cumin, some cayenne pepper, some chili powder, some salt, additionally some pepper, and finally the cloves of 4 pieces of garlic. We're adding those into our pan and also adding some cilantro. Official measurements will be in the description below. Give that a quick mix, and then we're going to add our flank steak. This is a longer cut of rounder beef, and we're gonna actually add this to a metal bowl and cover in our marinade and mix this around to make sure everything is covered. This needs to sit in the fridge covered for about 4 to 24 hours before it is ready to cook. In the meantime, we'll work on some salsa. This is a large white onion that I'm cutting into 1/8 inch thick pieces with a mandolin and then dicing up like so to get the finest pieces of onion I have ever seen in my life. Adding those to a bowl. And then we're going to do the same thing with our jalapeno, but first we need to discard this membrane. You can see the technique I'm using to remove that. That did pretty good, but scrape out any extra if you need to. Once we've done that, we can dice it just like we did our onion and add to our bowl. We're gonna add some salt to that, and then we're going to add a lime as well. I found that adding the lime juice and the salt to the onion and the jalapeno does do well to remove the bite out of it before you add your tomatoes in. It sort of lets everything become friends in the bowl before everyone's ready to eat the salsa. I do recommend it. We're going in with a little bit of garlic as well, and then working on dicing 2 Roma tomatoes to add for our salsa. This is going to be the star of the show, so treat it like it, mix it around properly, and that's what you've got. Adding some cilantro if you're into that sort of thing, and cover until you're ready to serve. In the meantime, we'll work on our guacamole. We're adding 2 avocados to our bowl. We're going to dice 1 large red onion just like we did our white onion and a Roma tomato here. In addition, a little bit of sour cream, some salt, some cilantro, some cumin, and the juice of now 1 lime. I did use a fork this time, and I did see that was easier to get the juices out of it. Mash that around and cover until ready to serve. The coverage here is going to be a little bit different to preserve the guacamole from turning brown. You want to push it down like this, sort of creating a vacuum seal on top of the guacamole. That's going to keep it fresh until everyone is ready to eat it. Look at that. Now we're going to work on a chipotle crema. This is literally just sour cream and some chipotle seasoning. Now we're going to work on our french fries for a California burrito. Because they do not have rice or beans for their starch, they do utilize a potato using french fries. I used my air fryer for this, but you can use whatever you want. Now we're adding our flank steak that has been marinating for 4 hours to a ripping hot pan with some more avocado oil on it. And we're going to keep moving this around while we're cooking it. It's a little different than a regular steak where you want to keep moving it until it's ready to go. This took about 8 minutes total to cook, and it's about 135 degrees internal. Now we're going to remove our french fries from the air fryer, and you can see those came out very nice. Here's me talking. So we're going to slice this up. And you want to go against the grain here. They're going this way. So to keep the texture of the beef good, you want to cut against the grain this way. So that's what I'm going to do for a few slices for my burrito. Slice these into a few inch pieces, just like that. Now it's time to assemble this thing. Get the biggest burrito you can find. This was the best I could do, unfortunately. Not very large. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do, snakes. I'm gonna double Johnson it. So I'm putting it like that. We're going sour cream first. Beef. French fries. In there, just like that. Our salsa. Yep. Nice heaping puree of that. Now look at how fresh our guacamole stayed by vacuum sealing it. So we're gonna take that off. And 2 nice little tablespoons there. Key is to take this slow and do it carefully. So I'm gonna wrap over like that, and then kind of like here, and just keep everything together And I'm going to push and roll and tuck and roll and keep everything in there. And your hands might be a bit of a disaster, but just keep tucking and rolling and tucking and rolling and tucking and rolling until you have something that resembles that. Maybe your hands are a little bit of a disaster. And we're going to throw this back on our skillet with a little oil. Hey, it's me again. So what we're doing is we're just adding some oil onto our pan and dropping our burrito onto that until it is ready and nice and browned on both sides. You can see that's what it should look like, and we're going to remove and drop onto some tin foil. And I'm just doing this to sort of get that nice burrito shape. So I'm just wrapping this up. This is not really a necessary step, but you can do it if you like. I just wanted to sort of preserve the shape of the burrito. So just rolling it around, have some fun with it, and then it should be ready to eat after that. In the heat and let it sort of warm up and think about what it's done. Like so, unwrapping. Let's get a cross section of this baby. Look at that, look at the top part. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And I'm gonna carefully slice. Okay, take a look at that. Ooh, doggy. Moment of truth. Let's do it. It's perfectly tender. The double fold ended up working well. I don't even notice that this was 2 burritos. And it stayed together really nicely. I think part of that was because I wrapped it in the tin foil, but this is really, really good. Yeah, definitely go make one of these. I appreciate you. Take care.